Welcome everybody to Comedy on Tap. I'm your host Mark Bonto, and welcome back. Today we've got a great show again. We've got another hilarious comedian on the show today. A guy by the name of Louis Michaels. Michael.
What did
I say that? I knew better.
Okay,
I did it. Didn't
everybody adds the S.
Yeah. Louis Michael, not me. I know how to do it.
Okay.
Louis Michael. And he's going to be with you in just 1 second. Before we start and talk with him, though, I just have a couple quick things in the news I wanted to bring up. Just yesterday, just in the nearby neighborhood, I don't know if you heard, a teenage Amish boy was arrested for drunk driving. He ran his horse. This is true, Louis. Ran his horse and buggy into a police car, and that is absolutely true. I guess if he's convicted, he could get the non-electric chair. Gonna go with that. Louis. Yeah. Also in the news, we're warming him up. Also in the news is right now, Kentucky's one of Kentucky's top officials had to resign just yesterday because he was caught sending his employees disgusting and offensive emails. That is true. People are shocked. They're shocked. They're thinking, what? They've got computers in Kentucky? What? You just go ahead and snicker out.
Yeah, I'll keep it going.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Well, welcome to the show right now. A very funny man. His name is Louis Michael.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
thanks. You've got two first names.
Yeah.
How does that work? Do you have a middle name?
I do, yeah. It's Daniel.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, so 3 first names.
No last name.
No, it's just, and then people always they'll say, I don't trust somebody that has 2 first names. And I'm like, I don't trust somebody who's presumptive about people's names being what they trust about them. Please stop talking
That's
to
a
me.
good point.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
a good point.
Like, that's the first thing you're going to say to me. I don't want to know you.
Right. I don't blame you. Who bases that on the type of person you are? They've got, actually, some of the most famous people have nothing but first name.
Yeah, it's not a stage name either. Like that's just Louis Michael.
Oh, I like it. I think it's a good stage name.
Well, thanks, man.
It's a great stage name.
Yeah.
That is your real name, I guess.
Yeah, that's my real name. Yeah. But it's one of them weird things where it's Louis, but everybody calls me Louis.
Right.
So it's just kind of even the robots these days, like if you spell Louis, they're like, they mean Louis. Like Siri, that's some liberties you're taking there.
Kind of like Louis C.K.
Yeah, exactly. I get that a lot too. They're like, oh, like Louis C.K. Are you like him? I'm like, no, he's a professional. I'm amateur. So
Well, let's talk about that, Louis.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy now?
I had a soft opening about a year and a half ago, and that's like where I went to an open mic and I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell some jokes, and like I would do one open mic a month maybe. And then last October, I was like, let's get in the car and start driving. And since then, like, boom, it was just on. So I'd say like 10 months now, I've really been going out and trying to find every open mic I can.
Do you have any? So did you do anything before stand-up? Did you do theater? Did you do any kind of?
No, man, no. I studied political theory and constitutional democracy in college.
Wow.
And have some theatric stuff I'd have to do when like running a Model UN thing, and I was fun at parties. So, but no, like after I graduated, that's when it hit me. Like I think I want to try stand up because it's always kind of been in the back of my head. And
so the first time you try, you go to an open mic, and what happens?
I did pretty well. Like
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
It was 7 minutes at the Green Door in Lansing, and it was one of those classic things where it's like, oh, new guys here, and I had like 20 friends come out, so it's like you're gonna do good regardless because your friends are like, oh, let's snicker at everything. Like you don't have to have good jokes; they're just gonna be happy you're up there and giggling about nothing. So And then the sophomore slump. It does, yeah, it does. I think I wore shorts the first time or the second time I got on stage,
right.
And some of the vetted guys from the scene were just like, "Don't ever do that again."
Right.
Good call. All right, yeah. So
now you came to the studio in your underwear. So
Perfect. Yeah.
You're a big guy. Do you work out?
I do. Yeah. It started as a hobby that just kind of kept going. So yeah. I mean. I played some high school sports, was terrible at them, was out of shape, and then my first year of college, my body finally hit real puberty. I think I was like, oh, this is what a man's body can do. Like, it was, yeah.
So you started, and so do you incorporate anything like that into your sets? Anything about working?
Not really. I think gym jokes are they're
really.
tough.
Why is that?
Just because most people at the gym. Like, I'm fat-letic build, like, from the chest up and the legs down, I look pretty, but I still have a barrel gut, so I can't talk about being that fit, and then people that are at the gym, they're like, oh, those gym jokes are hilarious, are never at an open mic comedy crowd. Like, gym people and
so
people
nobody
who
can
enjoy
associate with them.
No, and it's like, you can make fun of certain aspects of the gym, but, like, fitness humor in general, I'm just like, nobody gives a shit. Like, no.
So you're hitting all the. You mentioned the Green Door is where you started. So
yeah.
And you've been doing this. You said 10 months.
10 months. I've been getting in my car and just driving. I try to do like 5 shows a week.
Wow.
Kind of treat it like a job.
Wow.
Where I'm like, I gotta
How
get
can
out.
you do that? Now, do you?
Okay, so what do you mean, like job wise?
No. I mean, is this what you do?
For now, like I said, I graduated college. I had an internship for a while, which was fun. Made a little bit of money, and I was planning on going to law school. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I'm like, okay, I'll find a day job. But until then, I put all my time into this. So. But I know friends that have day jobs and they're hitting more mics than me. I'm like, you guys are nuts, but I love the drive, and the guys you started off with, I'm sure you guys chomp at each other to keep each other going, which is great. I love that, so. And
so you're trying to hit a lot of the venues around the area. You're from East Lansing?
East Lansing, yeah. So I graduated from Michigan State and then like never left. I was just kind of like, oh, we'll stay here, we'll study here, and then, studying for possibly going to law school and then doing comedy. Lansing's a great spot in Michigan because you can get to most towns in a night.
Right.
Whereas if you're on the east or west side, that's a 2.5-hour drive there and back, 4-hour commitment. Right. Like, no.
So it works out well for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really like living in Lansing because, again, all the southern Michigan cities that have an open mic, it's a 2-hour round trip, but that's doable. Like, you get home at 1 or 2 in the morning and you're like, all right, that's... It's not too bad.
No,
I mean, I know when I have to start waking up at 7 a.m., it's gonna suck. But
for now, you're taking advantage.
Yeah. That's the thing is, I was like, I've got the time. Might as well use it.
Louis Michael, your information is on the screen right now.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
I was gonna say. It's Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter.
Wow, you're all over the place.
Yeah, well, I don't have some people build websites, but I'm so amateur t-ball league comedy that I'm like, you don't need to find me online yet. Like, no.
I've been to the website thing and back. I mean, it's like, can you really? Does it really help a lot? It's like, who's this for? Them or me? I spend more time looking at myself than I did.
I was gonna say like an ego stroke type of thing, where I'm like, I don't even have like. If somebody's like, do you have 15? I'd be like, probably. Right. But most professional comedians would be like, no, just keep getting out there and grind your teeth. Like, you don't need a website.
It's funny you mention that. I haven't really seen your set. Tell me a little bit about your comedy and your set. Now, can you do? I mean, most comics when they're newer, or even in the first year, like you. Yeah. I mean, to even get 5-7 minutes, that's a lot of time.
Yeah. I have a few jokes that I've hit on and I liked, but it's like, how many of them am I going to keep down the road a year or two now? Right. Maybe one or two that I really like and can tweak and can build on. Yeah. But it's at this first stage. And I love it. You're just writing every day. Yeah. And the majority of it is just crap. Just total crap.
But it's fun to try.
Right. Yeah. And then when you hit one, though, and it works, and you're like, oh, I'm going to keep doing that one. I'm going to keep doing that one. And for me, I'll either be kind of absurd and just imaginative, or like just talk about my personal problems. Like, not personal problems, but like my perspective on life. Mm-hmm. So like one joke I'll talk about is being 20% gay. And it's just like, and then I go into that, like what that really entails, and how you live your life, and how we're all, a little bit.
You can't tease us like that. 20%.
Okay. So 20% gay.
Look at the guys in the studio going, I gotta hear this.
What is that? Okay, so 20% gay is like if I'm walking around a mall and I go by the Abercrombie and Fitch and my dick moves a little bit, like I don't freak out. Like that's an 8-pack. You're an asshole if your dick doesn't move a little bit. Like 20% gay is if you're at the gym and you see a little Filipino guy really going for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's more than 20%.
Yeah. No. Well, there's no hot chicks with the yoga pants, so you see. Yeah.
That's the next message.
Yeah. I mean, I'm butchering my delivery right now, but 20% gay is like ready for prison gay. Like, I don't want to go away for 25 to life, but if I do, like, I'm not gonna not have sex.
You'll be ready.
The rest of my So you get like stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
Goofy shit. None of this is gonna matter in 5 years. I'm not gonna do these jokes.
Good for you.
They're gonna be terrible. Maybe this one.
Maybe that one.
Maybe I'll be more.
Do you stick with what works?
Yeah. I mean, to try and get it better, because I mean, at some point, I do want to, when a real show comes around and somebody's like, can you do 7? Can you do 10, 15? Right. I want to have jokes that I'm like, well, I know them enough to do them. And will it work with this crowd? God, I hope so. Yeah. So it's like, I'll try new stuff, see if it hits, and try and build real jokes. But so
well, we got to have you out at the funny spot.
Yeah, man, I'd love to. This is the first time I've met Mark, by the way. I hear everybody does his shows. Yeah, everybody
does my show.
Everybody's
somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta be a somebody.
That's my stand-up show. No. This is the TV comedy on town, so this is a little different.
No, it's pretty rad, man.
It's pretty rad.
This is really cool. Like,
what about your style? It's funny that you mentioned it though, because what about your style of comedy? How would you? Who do you?
Are you talking about? Are you talking about a voice? Because at that point, I'm still trying to figure all that out. Some days I'll be angry and I'll just be charged on the mic, and you black out and you get off stage and people are like, dude, that was really good. Just do that every time. And you're like, no, I was legitimately angry, guys. I don't think I can do that.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah, it does. But then you find yourself like, do I have to slap myself? Yeah, and then some people are like, oh, 2 beers was pretty funny. Like, why don't you do that? I'm like, because I don't want to have 14 beers a week for no reason. I'll binge drink them and have a really good night. Not terrible.
That's when you find out you're more than 20%.
Yeah, exactly. Or just oh boy. Oh boy.
14 beers, Louis. It looks like you're more than 20% last night.
Maybe, I don't know.
So, but who would you say your style matches up to? I mean, everybody has their own style.
Yeah, no. I mean, guys that really influence me. I mean, top dogs would probably be Louis C.K. and Bill Burr.
Really?
I just love those guys.
You're not just saying that because Louis C.K.
No. I absolutely love the guy. I think he's brilliant. And then Jim Jeffries, an Australian comic, he's really funny. And then Dave Chappelle and Kyle Kinane. Kyle Kinane's, I don't know, a little bit younger. Hannibal, those guys.
You like their style, or do you?
I love their style, and then I'll find myself. Again, because I'm so malleable at this point in comedy, I'll be like, that set was a little too close to like Kyle Kinane, like a raspier voice. I'm like, that's not my voice, or like, being kind of angry and obnoxious. Like I'm like, that's not quite me. But again, I think like most art, I'm trying to bring together everything that influences me to make, my own style at some point. Just me. So, but yeah.
But is the material like stuff that's happened in your life?
Yeah. For the most part, stuff I see, or this is where it's like, the social perspective meets just goofiness. If I think something's funny, I'll try that instead, and just see if I can make people like get on board with a time machine joke. Because that's what I love. Is it's so imaginative. You can do whatever you want on stage. So it's like, do some real stuff. Some life events, but if you can talk about some goofy stuff like, oh, what if time traveling was real, this, that, and this joke, aliens, like, I just like that because you can write whatever you want. It's total nonsense, but if it's goofy and makes somebody laugh, that's cool.
Time travel jokes?
I've tried. I haven't quite gotten it. Like it's more of like just nerding out and being like, if the time machine doesn't move back to the exact same day, the time machine will be somewhere in space and the Earth will be somewhere else because time travel in space. And people are like, this is too wordy and there's no punch, you nerd. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna work on that.
Gotta work on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. You talked a little earlier about when you're in college. So did you grow up, but even before college, did you grow up thinking that you were funny?
As a defensive mechanism, you know,
Right.
I think a lot of us grew up with some social scarring, or, you know, as a tool you use. It's an attaché. So I was always like, again, kind of goofy, and I liked making people laugh. And then subconsciously, I was sick a lot. That's not subconscious. I was sick a lot growing up. But I would stay home and watch Comedy Central, like on loop. So just building Lego, and I'd have Premium Blend on. And I think just days of that hitting me for 18 years. Then going to college being like, oh, okay, I'm no longer a sickly child. But I have no idea what I want to do with my life. And so I'm like, oh, okay, something hit. Like, maybe we'll try that thing we used to do. Because I'll tell you, building Lego, fun does not pay well. I mean, comedy, rolling in it.
Right. Well, of course.
Rolling
I'm
in
sure.
it. I mean, yeah. Enough to buy a Lego set, maybe once a month. Here we go.
But you're getting out there and you're hitting the places.
Yeah, man. That's the coolest part, is just meeting the local comics that are hilarious and like actually starting to, you know, make moves.
Yeah.
Like when you're seeing guys open for, you know, headliners you love, you're like, oh, you get that like weird fanboy and that like, oh, look at my buddies, like they're all doing it, and you just get excited and you're like, this is great. And then, you know, and then everybody's like, don't do it, kid, it'll kick you in the nuts and it doesn't love you back. Like, that's most things in life, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that'll kick you down in comedy, but you just got to keep getting back up and getting to it.
It just, you know, have fun with it. I think, like you said, just have fun with it. Like,
is that what you want to do? Would you want to?
No, I mean, at some point, I'd love to get paid to do this, like on a consistent level. But I know realistically, like a lot of people have, you know, delusions like, I'm gonna do it. And at some point when you grow up, you're like, I really want to afford a decent house, Netflix, and cable,
right,
and, you know, pay my rent or have a house. So it's like, I'm young enough to be like, I don't have to worry about that yet. But at some point in my life, I might be like, you know what? I think my dream is to go to bed consistently, you know, and not eat government cheese.
That's kind of the way it happened for me.
Is it?
I was 17, 18 years old when I started. And when I started, you want to be floored. I was opening for Howie Mandel, Bruce Baum.
Holy crap. See? Like, you get that.
Bob Saget. You know what people would say? You know what they say? They'd say to me, who? Yeah.
Those guys.
They didn't know who these guys were. Yeah. This is before they got big. And so...
I guess so. Because, you know, that's probably when they were building their names.
Yeah, they were just getting up there, and so
that's it.
Yeah, and so when I was doing it, and so what I want to say was the reason I didn't pursue it like that was exactly what you just said. Is because I'm not. I maybe I should have, but unlike all these other guys who are hitting these clubs and opening, I went on the safe route.
Okay.
I wanted a job. I wanted to pay my bills, and. You see where I am today.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you do you. And here's the thing, I'm willing to go kind of crazy about this. Like, I'm obsessed right now. And for me, it's like that give a mouse a cookie thing. Like, if I could travel around and open up, I would keep going. Like, oh, let me nibble at this and keep going. So, I don't know. At some point, I might be delusional in a mirror, like 52. Like, it's gonna happen still. As, like, at a Hotel 6. Just like, I'm this close. And be like, should I get that house? Be like, too late. I can't get a down payment. And so, I don't know. We'll see, man.
Well, we'll never give up. Like I said, if I could go back, I would do it. How old are you?
I'm 24. I had to think about that, which is like, oh god.
You kind of look up. Wait a minute, is there a teleprompter?
Like, what day is it? I'm like, oh Christ, I could be 32.
So that would be my advice. My advice would be, if I could go back and pursue it, I would go a little hungrier. I would pay less bills. I would get less. I would go less after the conventional life, and at that stage, why not?
Yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, but I think the funniest thing is my friends that have graduated and they got real jobs and they're starting to acquire wealth and you know, setting up 401ks. I had one buddy that legitimately asked me, because I always post my open mic schedule. Like, oh, I'm doing a ton of shows. I'm like 7 minutes with 12 other comics. Like, I'm having fun, but see me. But people that don't know, like, the open mic life, have legitimately been like, so hey man, like, how much are you making?
Right.
Like,
they don't know.
No, they have no idea. I'm like, friend, I'm making at least $1,000 a show. No, they have no idea.
You gotta bull your way through it.
Well, yeah, but when you floor them and you're like, no, I'm not making money, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, this. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think if you're famous and they see you and you're up on stage, you're making money. And I've been telling people that for years, but they just don't believe me.
If I was smart enough to just be, rich and not famous, that seems like the way to go in life. But unfortunately, I'm like, I could probably get in front of a camera or some people and, hey, who wants to give me money? Like, even the guys that are pretty famous, like, are still like, yeah, I've got a 97 Honda. It's running pretty good, though. Got a new alternator I put in myself.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
They're pretty ground.
They're cool. They're cool people. That's the one cool thing is like being an open mic rat. But like if you go to a club and you're like, oh, there's a headliner. Yeah. Like after the show, they're like, chill out, man. Like we get it. You can hang. Like they're just like, yeah, let's go play ping pong, or I'm gonna get drunk and play pinball. Don't annoy the hell out of me, but like at the same point, you're the closest thing I have to a road friend, and I'm like, okay, I'll swallow my fanboy pill and try and not, get in your head and be like, do you want to live with me? Like, yeah. No, it's tough, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well they think that, and they think that. Well, hey, do people always say to you, "Well, tell me a joke"?
I've gotten that a few times.
Mr. Funny Man, come on, Louis, tell me. Do they do that to you?
Yeah. I mean, not my immediate family because they're pretty awesome, and we just make each other laugh in our own psychotic ways. But like people that just know cliche like comedy are like, well, just hey, be cool with me. Just tell me one little joke, and I'll be like, okay, eat shit and die. Like, I don't know. You just make fun of them. I don't know.
It's tough to do, right?
Well, yeah, it's somebody. What is it they always say? It's more of a theater-based performance than street magic. Right, like, you can't just whip a joke out of nowhere and be like, oh, is that funny?
Yeah.
So,
come on, Mr. Funny Man, make me laugh.
I don't know. Did you do street jokes? Like, I have a few dad jokes I'll just tell. And like, ha ha ha, does he do those on stage? I'm like, no, I don't, just, you idiots. But I'm like, if you're going to ask me to tell you a joke, like a monkey, just banging away. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
What do? Do you account things? Do that right now. Like, I don't know.
Do you account things?
I don't even know. At some point I've got to figure.
Bake me something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you a waitress? Wait on me, right?
But
you don't do that with any other profession ever.
Maybe doctors.
Doctors?
Yeah,
you think they look at people in their spare time?
Yeah, probably. Well, no, they don't want to, but I feel like they might be obligated. I have no idea. I'm talking to my ass. And the thing is, like, if you are telling jokes or whatnot, if somebody asks me that, I'm like, if we're at a party, I'm like, just party. Like, we'll all laugh at something. Right. Like, everybody's fun at a party.
Especially if you're drinking.
Yeah, and some people just happen to be more fun at a party.
Right.
20%. Actually, as I drink, I think I just get straighter.
You get straighter.
Yeah, it's like where your brain cells are like, what do we need to do? Well, I'm full. I guess I'll look around the party. But I have a girlfriend, so I don't do that anymore. How does
she feel? Does she go to your gigs?
She's awesome. Yeah. She's so supportive of it, and I think it's because we're both. Yeah. I think it's just because we're both young and dreamers still. Like, we can do anything still.
Of course.
So yeah, but it's cool.
That's
Cause it's pretty awesome. And here's the thing: I think she might actually be like a breadwinner. Like, she's setting up to have a real job. Right. So I'm like, hold the phone. Maybe we turn the gender norm around.
There you go.
I will be a stay-at-home dad who tells some jokes.
See, you'd be living at home with the breadwinner.
It's 2016, man.
That's right.
Anything could happen.
You gotta live your life. Yeah.
So,
you could be at home, and then you could be doing the gigs while she's out. Yeah. Bringing home the baby.
I was like, I'll stay a trophy husband, like, as long as you don't mind a little bit of a gut and some balding. That's gonna happen. Wow. It's just gonna happen.
30 years, my junior.
Oh yeah, dude.
About balding and a gut.
Dude, but you still no.
Oh no, don't even go there.
Okay, no, dude.
Don't even.
I will be having a chrome dome before
No.
you know it. So this, and when you're watching it in the YouTubes in the future, and you're like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
He stopped working out and he started eating more? The beard's bigger. Like, that's the only thing I'm going to... Oh, boy. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
But if you start working out and then you stop working out...
Oh, no, yeah, that's why I do it now, is it's just maintaining.
Just maintaining.
Nobody tells you, like, you can't, like, get kind of, like... big and then let it go because it looks like shit. I'm like, oh god, I've worked myself out into a corner. I can't let this go.
You know, we're coming close to the end.
Yeah,
Right? Isn't it crazy?
It is.
If you want to get a hold of Louis Michael,
Hey guys. Hey.
singular Louis Michael, you get there's information on your screen right there. Louis Michael.
Hey guys.
Please get a hold of him and let him know and tell him how funny he is. Upcoming gigs.
Just again, the Green Door every Sunday at 9 p.m. I'll be there. Crunchies in East, that's in Lansing. Crunchies in East Lansing, most Tuesdays I'm there, 10 p.m. That's a fun show. And then, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Detroit, Flint, they all have awesome open mics. If you like comedy and you want to see somebody, one or two really good people, 7 pretty mediocres, and then like 3 god-awful performances, get yourself to an open mic.
That is exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably the best definition of an open mic I've ever heard.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well.
And it doesn't change. You get 1 or 2 great ones.
Yeah.
Bunch of middle ones and a couple ones that...
Some where you're like, oh, dude, you should actually not do this.
Yeah, and it's like American Idol. They think they're great.
Yeah. Those are the ones that never, they never think they're bad. They're like, dude, what an awesome set. I'm like, yeah, man, sure.
You know what? It's just like the American Idol where the singers, they've been told all their life that they're good singers by their relatives and their friends, and so they think so. And it's the same thing in comedy. These people, their relatives and their family think they're...
I think it's important that at least once a week you wake up feeling like a total piece of garbage. Like you need to not feel good.
It helps your comedy.
Because people that wake up like, I am ready to go every day, I'm like, you don't know how much you... Yes.
Louis Michael.
Mark.
Been great
Mark Bonto. Mark Bonto. Thanks, guys.
Follow him on the screen. You see the...
DM me, direct message either of those. I might check them. I might do a Mark show at some point, depending on how this goes. If this went poorly...
No, we'd love to have you. Not only back on Comedy Town, but at one of my stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
Funny spot here.
Thanks, man. That'd be cool.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. This has been Louis Michael. Thanks for dropping by. Also, tune in on our other cable networks. I don't have them here. I thought I did. That we distribute in different, but we are taping here in the Detroit, Flint, Michigan area. So tune in every week right here on the station every Thursday and Friday at 8 o'clock. Thanks for coming out. I've been Mark Bonto for Comedy and Tap. Everybody have a funny night. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.